Good morning, children. Students, in last class, we have revised our second chapter, Computer Memory. Today, we will revise our third chapter, History of Computers. Okay, students, as you know, man has always been making tireless efforts to invent different machines to help him in his work, just like washing machines for washing the clothes, juicer mixer machine to make juice, etc. Means time to time, according to their need, man has invented different kinds of machines to to help him in different ways. Okay, he has invented different calculating devices also. Okay, the word calculation comes from the Latin word calculus, meaning pebble. Pebble, you know, tiny stones. Perhaps the earliest devices for working out some was the abacus. Some of you know very much, means some of you know very well what is abacus. You have joined abacus classes also in your school. You know, students, abacus is a calculating device. To make calculations we use abacus. Now, abacus was the first human made numerical calculator. What it was? It was the numerical calculator and first human made. Okay, calculating device was the abacus. Where it is invented? It is invented in China. Simple calculations are done by the abacus. Okay, calculations like addition and subtractions were performed by the abacus. You know well, most of you have abacus devices also, and you are doing calculations with the help of abacus because last year your school provides you abacus classes. So you know very well about the abacus, what is abacus and how it works. Now, Napier's bone. In 1617, Sir John Napier, a mathematician from Scotland, invented a new device which could multiply numbers. Okay. In which year? 1617. In 1617, Sir John Napier, a mathematician from Scotland, invented a new device which could multiply numbers. Abacus can't multiply the number, but Napier's bone can multiply the numbers using a set of rods. You know which type of rods these are? It helped him to make complex calculations accurately. These rods were made from the bones. Which type of rods are these? From bones. These rods are made from the bones. So they were called Napier's bone. The rods Napier's use, these are the made from the bones. That's why this device is called Napier's bones. Okay. Now, Pascal's machine. In 1642, a 19-year-old Frenchman, Blaise Pascal, made a calculating machine using wheels, gears, and dials. This machine used a number of wheels for doing mathematical calculations. You can see these wheels. He uses wheels, gears and dials for the calculations in his machine. Okay, in which year? In 1642. 19 years old French man Blaise Pascal. Okay, next is Babbage's analytical engine. You know well Babbage, Lord Babbage. Lord Babbage, you know, he is known as the father of computers also. Why he is known as fathers of computer? Because he uses all main parts or all main devices of computers in his machines. Which are these? Input device, storage device, central processing unit and output devices. Okay. और इन्होंने जो मशीन इन्वेंट की उसका नाम क्या था? What is the name of that machine? Analytical engine. Okay. In 1833, Lord Babbage of England, known as the father of computer science, invented an engine for doing a calculation. He invented an engine for calculation. The name of that engine is analytical engine. Used steam driven mechanical devices. It includes all the main parts that any computer must have: input device, storage device, a central processing unit and an output device. That's why he is known as the father of computer science, because he uses all the main parts that a computer must have. Now, every generation of computer is characterized by a major technological development that fundamentally changed the way computers operate, resulting in increasingly smaller, cheaper, more powerful and more efficient and reliable devices. Okay. Now, first generations of computer. The timings of first generation of computers is 1946 to students. The timings for first generation is 1945 to 1956, not 1946 to 58. Here are some typing mistakes. Here answer is timing is 1945 to 1956. Computers of this generation uses vacuum tubes. This is the important point. I repeated, the first generation computers used vacuum tubes. They can understand only machine language. These computers uses lower level of programming language. They can solve only one problem at a time. These are very huge, means these computers are very large in size. One room is needed for one computer. They are very expensive to operate, means costly. They are very costly to run a computer. They consume a great deal of electricity, means when computer is too large to run a big machinery, electricity also needed more. Examples of first generation computers are UNIVAC and ENIAC. UNIVAC, ENIAC. Okay. Now, second generation. Second generation computers, timing for second generation computers is 1956 to 1963. The technology used in second generation computers was transistors. The transistors was better than vacuum tubes. Now computers are become smaller, faster, cheaper, more energy efficient and more reliable than first generation computers. They can also store the instructions in memory. Examples of second generation computers are IBM 1401 is an example of second generation computer. Now, third generation computers. Timings for third generation computer is 1964 to 1971. 1964 to 1971. The technology used in third generation was integrated circuits. These are smaller and faster than second generation and accessed using keyboard and monitor. They used operating system. Now they are available to large number of people. First generation computers and second generation computers are not available to the local people, but third generation computers are now available for a large number of people. Examples of third generation computers are UNIVAC 110 and System 360 are the example of third generation computers. Now, fourth generation computers. Timings for fourth generations of computer is 1971 to present. The fourth generation computers use microprocessor as thousands of integrated circuits were built onto a single silicon chip. Now computers become smaller and portable. You know the meaning of portable? Portables means you can carry them. They are cheaper and works on a high speed. Now computers work on a high speed than the other generations. Result given by them is accurate and reliable. Our computer can store large amount of data. Now our computer becomes a handheld device. Here you can see difference between first generation computers and fourth generation computer. First generation computers are very large, but now fourth generation computers are become handheld device. First generation computers fits into a entire room and fourth generation computers fits in the palms of the hand. Okay. Now we will discuss fifth generation of computer. Fifth generation computers, timing present and beyond. This generation is based on artificial intelligence. They are still in development. Students, you can see some of you are using voice recognition to unlock your mobile phone. When you speak something, that time your mobile phone is unlocked, means using voice recognition. Voice recognition are being used today. These computers are capable of performing highly sophisticated operations at a very high speed. Today's computers are not responding to the natural language, so the goal of fifth generation computing is to develop devices that respond to the natural language input and are capable of learning and self-recognition. Examples of fifth generations are robots. Okay, student, this much is enough for today. Read this lesson properly. If you have doubt, then you can ask to me. Again, I will revise some main points of this chapter to you. Okay, bye bye, take care.